Realistically speaking, I could just say SmackDown was decent, click end review and have this video up within about 2 minutes of the show ending. I could do that, but I want to give you guys some content of substance. I want to go through this show just in case you didn't watch it tonight, you don't know what happened. Basically, the main thing you need to know, Carmella challenged Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's title. A bit of an interesting decision considering that this match was going to happen basically at the pay-per-view TLC anyway, next Sunday night. So it was interesting to see them do this match tonight. The ending as a result of that was kind of predictable. You knew they'd do some kind of DQ schmoz ending. Basically, you had Carmella win by like DQ, and then a bottle of champagne was like smashed because Carmella earlier on in the show was talking to some waiter type dude who then came out to ringside and had like bottles of champagne and like ice out at ringside. So they have like a good main event match, Carmella and Sasha Banks. Match was fine. If you didn't see it and you're interested, I guess go and check it out. It wasn't like, oh my god, what a match, but it was a decent match for what it was. Then they do this whole kind of BS schmoz ending. In the end, Carmella smashes a bottle on Sasha Banks. So I guess that whole thing with that kind of DQ messy ending with Carmella taking out Sasha Banks, I guess that's going to be the main talking point for this show because really, the rest of this show, I mean, this review is probably just going to be me talking about Roman Reigns again because it's SmackDown. It's usually what SmackDown is, the Roman Reigns show. That's basically what SmackDown is. So the Roman Reigns segment, basically, the second hour began with this Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens segment. Essentially, before a commercial, we see Roman Reigns being given the Universal title by Paul Heyman. Heyman, surrenders the title to Reigns. Reigns, looks like he's about to walk off and go to the ring. We go to commercial. We come back from commercial. Reigns is standing in front of a TV monitor. And then Jey Uso walks over and says that, look, I got this. I'm not going to face the consequences. I got this, Roman. Then from here we see Kevin Owens' music hit. Kevin Owens comes out of the ring. Owens throws a ladder into the ring, throws 2 chairs in the ring, throws a table into the ring. Kevin Owens proceeds to do this promo that was pretty good about how he fights for his family as well, how he loves to put food on the table as well, and how at TLC, he needs all the help he can get. He needs help from tables, ladders, and chairs to beat Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns can beat anyone in the company and anyone in the world right now, but Owens has help, he has backup. So Kevin Owens cuts a good promo. He climbed to the top of the ladder and said that he's going to claim the Universal title, and then Jey Uso proceeded to rush into the ring, push him off the ladder. So Jey Uso pushed Owens off the ladder. From here, Jey Uso tried beating up Kevin Owens again. Kevin Owens pop-up powerbombed him through a table. So Kevin Owens got a bit of revenge in. From here, Roman Reigns, his music hits. Reigns storms out onto the stage. Reigns is standing there. He gives the Universal title to Paul Heyman. Looks like Reigns is about to charge the ring and destroy Kevin Owens. Then Paul Heyman goes, look, Reigns, he's calling the shots, not you. You're the head of the table. You're the tribal chief. You're the OG. You run this house. You run this place. You're not going to let this guy call the shots and do anything to you that you don't want to do. So Roman Reigns was like, okay, Paul. Okay, so we went to commercial. Come back. Roman Reigns ambushes Kevin Owens from behind, which that I didn't like. I didn't like that because Roman Reigns, this whole character, and what I like about it so much is that this version of Roman Reigns will walk up to you when you're at full strength, and because he's the head of the table and he's the best thing in the company, he'll beat you up no matter how good you are. But in this situation, Kevin Owens is hobbling. He's walking on one leg because his leg got assaulted versus Jey Uso. So Owens is injured. He's crippled. Roman Reigns, the head of the table, ambushes him from behind. What followed that was good. Reigns talking trash during a beatdown, throwing Owens into some production crates, beating him up. Roman Reigns staring down the barrel of the camera and talking to the camera. So that was good. But just in general, I didn't like the sentiment of that. I didn't like the tribal chief Roman Reigns is ambushing an injured Kevin Owens from behind. This version of Roman Reigns should look a healthy, fresh Kevin Owens in the eyes and beat him up. I just didn't like that. So, yeah, that was the Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens stuff. That match, as predictable as it is for TLC, as much as we know that Reigns is going to retain, it should still be fun because Kevin Owens, as I said in my SmackDown review, I think 2 and 3 weeks ago, he's a good opponent for Roman Reigns. Owens, he brings something to the table. He can help progress this Tribal Chief storyline. He can help really put Roman over. He can really take a good beating at TLC, lose the match. Reigns can stand tall, and Kevin Owens will come out of it looking, pretty much untouched, so like unharmed. So overall, I think that's good. And yeah, really, that was the main crux of SmackDown. Carmella and Sasha Banks on SmackDown Women's title, and then the Reigns and Kevin Owens thing. Other stuff that's worth noting, next week, we're getting Bianca Belair versus Bayley, which I guess is interesting. They set that up by doing a backstage segment on this show. Basically what they did, we had Bayley cutting a promo saying that she hasn't forgotten about Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks is overrated. Then Bianca Belair comes over and says that Bayley was eliminated first in the Survivor Series match. Meanwhile, Belair herself is the EST. She's the fastest, strongest, baddest, etc., etc. So they're setting up a match for next week. Belair should get the win there. I think that's fairly self-explanatory. So they did that. Other stuff, Sami Zayn and Big E had a matchup. Sami Zayn beat Big E by countout. So you had Big E snap during the match. He gets annoyed because Sami Zayn was gyrating on top of him. Big E snaps, beats up Sami Zayn. Then they do the ending. Sami Zayn is at ringside. He crawls under the ring, rushes under the ring. Big E, because he's the 1,000 IQ genius, follows Sami Zayn under the ring. Sami Zayn gets out, gets out from under the ring, gets in the ring at a 9 count. Big E gets counted out. So yeah, that made Big E look good. So that was that. What else really? Otis and Chad Gable are a tag team now. Who cares? Moving on. And Dolph Ziggler pinned Montez Ford. I've seen people on wrestling Twitter trying to get offended over that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Seriously, who cares? So that was basically SmackDown. The rest of the show, anything else that happened wasn't even worth noting. Also, yeah, we had Billie Kay team with Natalya to fight the Riot Squad. Oh, thrilling match, that one. Oh, really care. So, yeah, that was SmackDown for December 11th, 2020. We're 2 weeks away from Christmas, which I only realized that, today. I tweeted that out an hour or so ago on Twitter. We're 2 weeks away from Christmas. Bruh, time flies. It really does. 2 weeks from Christmas, 14 days. Jeez, okay. So, yeah, hopefully you're all having a good day. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, sub. SmackDown, didn't say anything. I guess watch the Reigns segment, but other than that, you're not really missing much. Yeah, like, comment, drill. See ya.